Film has changed quite a bit since its invention in the late 1800s. In fact, almost every aspect of it has. But the style that I think has changed the most is the zombie film. The origin of the style began in the early 1930s with films such as White Zombie. Now, the thing with White Zombie that is quite interesting and different from future zombie movies is that the zombies are under a voodoo spell, rather than undead corpses running amok. In fact, almost every zombie film of this era was like this. But that all changed in the 1940s with World War II. During and after the war, audiences were more concerned with real horrors from the war rather than fake horror from the movies. Yeah, I know, that's a lot of horror. So because of that, sci-fi horror was invented. Films such as Tarantula weren't exactly as scary as something on par as Nosferatu. It was pretty clear early on that sci-fi horror was fun, more than it was scary, making it enjoyable to all audiences. However, sci-fi horror would start to die in the late 1950s, with the film Attack of the Giant Leeches being a clear indicator to its genre's death. In the 1960s, however, horror was starting to become more, well, horror-like, and in 1968, the zombie film was reborn with George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead. This is the first modern zombie movie, with the undead doing everything it takes to kill the survivors, who are doing everything it takes to stop the undead from doing so. It's a masterpiece with everything from its black and white cinematography, which has a very eerie yet beautiful vibe to it, to the flesh eaters themselves that make this film so good. It also has a very big social message being told, with the casting of Duane Jones as the film's main protagonist, Ben. Keep in mind, this is during the Civil Rights era, and 1968 was one of the biggest and most important years for the Civil Rights movement. So casting Duane Jones, a black man, as Ben was one of the most important moves, not only just for cinema, but most importantly, the Civil Rights movement. Although Romero casted Jones simply because he was the best actor that auditioned, he did something that was very important and positive, and that was making it so that race didn't matter so much about everything no more, and that it was about one's personality that did. 10 years after Night of the Living Dead came out, its sequel, Dawn of the Dead, came out. It is similar to its predecessor, but brought characteristics such as greed into play. And today, we have TV shows like The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead, which further increased the popularity for the zombie film style. So in conclusion, how did the zombie film change? Well, they became more realistic for one, more important for another, and more horrifying for the most.